1632, Hazarfen flew from the very top of the Galata Tower and soared across the Bosphorus. And so the Turks learned how to fly.
The saltiness of the sea, the sourness of the lemon.
Fresh fish, only the gulls eat fresher.
The rest night knows, and we, and the tower that sees, and the light that showed me a path through the sea. Justinian sent 2 monks from out on the Silk Road to China to steal the secret of Chinese cloth. They returned with silkworm eggs, and from them hatched an empire.
It is a dance where the dancer grows through love towards the truth and finally reaches
perfection.
To the city, Istanbul.
In Istanbul, there are always two cities, 2 speeds, slow and fast. It stands always, the world's capital.
Good morning, welcome. Can you open it, please? I'm so happy to have you here. Thanks for coming, and thanks for giving me this opportunity, Anna and Marcus and Torsten. Thank you very much. I really appreciate this. So I want to start with Republic of Turkey, which was founded by Mustafa Kemal Atatürk in 1923. The capital city is Ankara, not Istanbul. The population of Turkey is 80 million, and we use language is Turkish. We are not using the Arabic, but the Latin alphabet. So today is 6 December, yesterday was 5 December. It's an important day because Mustafa Kemal Atatürk gave the full voting rights to women in 5 December 1934, and he said our most urgent present task is to catch up with the modern world. We shall not catch up with the modern world if we only modernize half the population. So, as a woman in science, I feel very much grateful to Mustafa Kemal Atatürk for establishing this democratic, secular, and social state governed by the rule of law. So, Istanbul is the largest city in Turkey, constituting the country's economic, cultural, and historical heart with a population of 18 million. I hope you can enjoy sightseeing. So coming to my urticaria story, as a young dermatologist, I established an urticaria clinic in 2006, but I was feeling desperate. What am I gonna do with these patients? Then Marcus came to town, and he gave an excellent presentation on how to handle these patients, mast cells, and chronic urticaria. Then I found myself in Charité Klinik für Dermatologie und Venerologie und Allergologie. There I was so impressed by how a urticaria clinic can be run with distinct doctors specialized in different parts of urticaria. So it was a really nice experience. Then I met other experts of urticaria who dedicated themselves to treating urticaria. Then we had many meetings. I had very good friends. We became a family, national and international meetings. And of course, the Urticaria Guideline meeting is the most important meeting of Urticaria. Then we had the Ucare approval in 2017. Torsten came and approved us as a Ucare center. Then last year, Anna and Marcus called me and told that you are doing the next Ucare meeting. So we started working, and now we are here. Thanks for giving this opportunity. Thanks for coming. I thank Consensus Tourism for their hard work, and I also thank the sponsors for their support. Hope you enjoy the conference and have a nice time in Istanbul.
Fantastic, thank you. A very warm welcome also from the Ucare Steering Committee. Anna, Torsten, Kanokvalai, I'm sure you all know them. They're sitting over here. And myself, Markus, and also Laura from the Ucare office in Berlin. We're very happy to be here. We're very happy that you're hosting this year's Ucare conference. And we are a young network. This is only our second conference. The network is only 3 years old, and when we look at what you have put together for us here and how many people have decided to come to participate in this network meeting, this conference, it is amazing to see, and we're very grateful to you and your team for putting so much effort into not only making the program, but making us feel welcome, making everything work out. When you manage 300 interested people who want to come to your city, that's never an easy task, and when they then come from all over the world, it's an even more challenging task. It was really fun to work with you on this Ucare conference, and I'm very much looking forward to the next 2 days. I think there are very few countries and cities that can rival Istanbul to be a Ucare conference center. It is cosmopolitan, it is multicultural in many ways, and it reflects the community that is here today. Look around, look at your neighbors. We are from 40 different countries right now here, bringing all of our knowledge, bringing all of our expertise and our enthusiasm to this disease, to better managing this disease. And we really owe this to you and your efforts for doing this. We only had one Ucare conference before. Anna hosted 2 years ago in Barcelona. So there's not much experience to draw from. This is very much a fluid process where we as a community, as a network, as a steering committee work with you, EMEC, and with everyone here to shape these meetings. So as we move forward, and we'll have hopefully many more Ucare conferences, preceptorships, allergy schools, master classes, global urticaria forums. We count on you and on all of us to bring together good programs, to bring energy and time to our efforts, and to make these conferences as good as they can be. And from the program that I've seen, I'm really looking forward to the next 2 days. So thank you again, EMEC, for hosting us. I want to end this short introduction really with a thank you to all of you for coming. It's my favorite meeting, I'll be honest, and it is my favorite meeting for many reasons. It's the end of the year. We're almost done, the final stretch. We've been looking forward to this. We've been working hard all year to come here to share our experiences, our data, our visions, our plans. So please, make use of this forum. Make friends at this forum. Push your ideas to others and listen to others as they share with you the experience that they have with their patients. Let's talk about projects. Let's talk about visions to move forward as a network and to really improve the care of patients with urticaria and to improve our knowledge on this disease. We have a long way to go, and this conference for sure will be a major driver of making all of us smarter, all of us more in line with what we can do as a global community. So thank you again, all of you, for coming, and thank you, Amek, and your team for hosting us.
Thank you, Marcus, so much.
We would like to call the chairs of the first session, Kemal Farouk, Michael Sendil, please come and join us up here. And we will start the program. I'll speak. Let me say hello, sir. Good to have you. Excellent. Kemal, all good. Have you?
Good morning, dear colleagues. We are happy to see you. I am from Turkey. Kayseri is in the middle of Anatolia. We are a new Ucare center, and we are happy to be a member of your family. And I would like to introduce the first session. 2 years ago, I was not 2 years, last Ucare meeting, 1 year ago, I was in Berlin, and I was in the chair of the last session, and now I am in the chair of the first session. I am happy to be here. And the first, I would like to invite Marcus Maurer, yes, the current position and future of the Ucare network, please.
Thanks, Kemal. So clearly you've seen from the program that this morning is our morning as a Ucare network, as those of us who are on their way to becoming Ucares, and for our partners and sponsors who have joined us here. I want to introduce those of us who are new to the network and also inform those of us who were with us from the beginning about what this network has done, but also not only celebrate our successes, point out the challenges that we're still facing. Let me go back one. We are in 36 countries. Can you believe this? 36 countries. This network is 3 years old, and we have a global reach. But you see some white spots on this map, and we all have to work on bringing urticaria and urticaria networks to parts of the world where we don't have Ucares yet. We want to be a global community. Our aim is to have a Ucare in each and every country on this planet, and to have more Ucares in countries where there's a lot of knowledge and a lot of activity. And I'll say Brazil here because you are still leading the counts. Thank you very much. But also other countries where we now have more than one Ucare. It is great to see this community grow with 91 certified centers. But again, I'll point out the shortcomings. 21 centers are right now waiting for their audit. And I know that there'll be 2, 3, probably 4 more audits this year, but we really count on you as Ucares to drive the idea of a peer-reviewed network. This network can only live and grow with all of us working with applicant centers to bring them on board. And over the last months and years, we've been talking to many centers that are interested in becoming Ucares, educating them on what the need is on their end to become Ucares. Kanokvalai prepared a beautiful video that you probably all have seen on the Ucare website, where you can watch, what is it, half an hour, 45 minutes, background information on every criterion that we have to become a Ucare. But in the end, when centers apply, they also shouldn't wait for months to be certified or to be audited and then certified. So please continue to answer to our calls from the Ucare office, to look at the centers that are waiting to be audited and to go there. Sometimes you're there anyway, no? The New York center is waiting to be re-audited. Who wants to go? No. So you will be in cities that have Ucares that need to be, applicant Ucares that need to be audited, and Ucares that need to be re-audited. We do many great things, and Ucare Day this year was the biggest ever. Again, this is because you as Ucares stepped up to the challenge of increasing awareness, working with patient advocacy on October 1st, many different activities, and this is a decentral event. So we don't even know all the things that you did, but we would like to know, so please report them back to us. We will host each and every event that you have brought to this Ucare Day, to the U-Day, and make sure that people learn about your activities. We have projects. We work as teams, and we are very happy to have projects that right now are recruiting patients. We want each and every Ucare to be a contributor to each and every Ucare project. And this includes CURE, the Chronic Urticaria Registry. How many of you are already CURE centers? Let me see your hands. How many of you are in the process of becoming CURE centers? Okay, I need all hands up the next time we do this, because this is our global registry and we really want to get data from all around the globe. We know there are differences. You've probably seen this recent publication where the prevalence of chronic urticaria in the US is 0.1%, and in Asia and in Latin America it's 1.4%. How can that be? Well, you probably heard about a lower rate of angioedema in urticaria patients in Asia as compared to Europe. We need to understand these regional differences. We need to understand the prevalence of urticaria. We need to understand the unmet needs, and this is exactly what CURE and the other projects we're running can help with. Urticaria vasculitis, cold CE, we will hear more about them. I just want to tell you that we're moving forward. We've already finished the first two projects with PrexCU and Curic now in data analysis, and the publications are being written right now. This is a productive network, so it's not just us having the label of being a Ucare, it's us living the Ucare spirit, and many more projects are upcoming, and I'm really looking forward to all of them being global projects, with all of us contributing to as many projects as possible. And of course, each and every one of us can and should think about projects that we will bring to this network and drive our knowledge by these projects. I want to announce a couple of things today. You've heard it here first. There's a junior network launched today, the International Ucare Junior Network. Hannah, there she is, has taken it on herself with a couple of colleagues, junior colleagues in Germany, who had the idea that wouldn't it be nice to have a junior Ucare network where the next generation of urticaria treaters get together and they work on what they think is important, and they get the knowledge that they need. So please, everyone's junior, senior, support the junior network. If you feel you're a junior, no, this is not a question of age. This is not a question of age. This is a question of spirit. Reach out to Hannah. Hannah will have a table tonight on the boat at the dinner, and she'll have a little flag sitting on that table, so it'll be very easy to find her. And if you would like to meet up with Hannah and plan the activities of the junior network, please do so. We have big plans, and we have big tools, and we have great resources. We have patient-reported outcomes that help us to better understand urticaria, that help us to do good urticaria studies, and we need to be able to do good urticaria studies. Otherwise, our partners will say, well, how am I going to study if my drug works in your disease? Well, we have the tools that can measure that. We have the tools to help patients find their place and to monitor how well they're getting with the treatments we apply. Now we need them in a digital way. We need to move this to this century and stop with the paper and bring it to a platform that all of us can use and hopefully share. So we're working with Karsten and Laura, we're working already on a beta version you see up there, 3, where we have the UCT, the QQAL, ColuQAL, and other quality of life questionnaires and disease activity scores, control tests in a digital way. And I know that you are also doing this. Some of you have apps, some of you have web-based platforms, some of you have other systems that you use in your clinics to do digital assessment of patient-reported outcomes. Let's join forces. It doesn't make sense to have 17 platforms. It makes sense to work on one platform, and if you're interested in doing that, please reach out to Karsten so that we can find a global way to do this. For all of us to use these PROs free of charge in a way that makes it possible to compare data and to assess patients in a unified way. This is a success story of its own. Ucare has contributed to rolling these PROs out to the world. Imagine the UCT is, how old is it? 2 years, 3 years old? When was it published? Maybe 4 years? It's a young tool, and it's available in 80 different languages and countries. That's huge, that's great. That means we have global tools that all of us can use, that our patients understand, even in their dialects. Then we have 8 Indian languages, the UCT. That's what we need. I know you have many more languages, so let's not stop here. So I really want to encourage you, well, first of all, I want to thank you, because I know that many of you have contributed to making these tools available in your language in your country, and that's not an easy task. But I want to encourage you to move forward. These are tools that are in the guideline that are key to doing good clinical studies in urticaria. So let's bring them to all our countries so we can all participate in clinical trials and in the assessment of patients in real life to bring these tools to patients and to clinical studies. Today is the launch of our twin network, the Angioedema Center of Reference and Excellence Network. I'm very happy to be doing this right now. And as I'm here, and as you're here, there is a pretty big social media and press initiative to launch this, because this is a joint project by Galen and HAEI. HAEI, Galen, you know, of course, we're all here because of Galen, but HAEI stands for Hereditary Angioedema International. It's the umbrella society for all patient organizations on this planet that deal with hereditary angioedema. They have national societies in 83 countries. This is a huge partner. And to be able to work with HAEI on bringing an Angioedema Center of Reference and Excellence network of physicians, of us on board, is great. HAEI has committed to supporting Ucare, which is huge, because Ucare is poor. You know that it was very difficult, in many cases impossible, to help you with your travel expenses. I hate that. I wish I could give travel grants to all of us so we could all come to all Ucare meetings. And I know there are people at home who are at home not because they didn't want to come here, but because they couldn't afford the travel to do this. This is no good. We need to change that. And Ucare, from my point of view, as a twin network of Ucare, can help to do that. The support for Ucare will be more generous than the support for Ucare we have witnessed so far. So these twin networks will work together to bring knowledge on urticaria and angioedema to the world. I want all Ucares to be Ucares. What's urticaria? Wheals, angioedema, and both, right? So we are all Acares, because we all see patients with angioedema. But I want to extend that with a focus on non-mast cell mediated urticaria-associated angioedema, so that when we identify patients with bradykinin-mediated angioedema, hereditary angioedema, ACE inhibitor-induced angioedema, we can also provide good care for these patients and be strong with the angioedema community that so far hasn't joined up with the urticaria community. So there's lots of benefits in this network. All Ucares will have, as of today, a privileged access program where you can be an Acare by confirming that you fulfill the additional criteria that go beyond being a Ucare, the angioedema-specific ones. There's only 5. And that will make you immediately an Acare. And during your next Ucare audit, we will go through the criteria of Ucare and Acare and bring that on board with the re-audit. So please, support this twin network. Ucare is Acare, Acare is Ucare, and let's move these two twin networks forward and talk to our angioedema friends out there in our countries who haven't yet decided to come on board with Ucare and bring these two communities together and help patients with these signs and symptoms. Ivan, we have a common, where are you, Ivan? There. We have a common friend and colleague, because I really also have to speak about the problems and the challenges we're facing. And Leonardo from Buenos Aires sent me this poem that I want to read to you. I know you can all read, but I still would like to cite at least part of this. Leonardo wrote me, "I would like to have my Xolair and Dupixent refrigerator full, ready to use. Do not spend so much time thinking about the why, like Sherlock Holmes with a magnifying glass in my hands, trying to find the origin of so much pathology. To be able to open this refrigerator and use, free of charge, at no cost." I see some of you smile, you have the same situation. To be able to open, no cost, and help patients not to have itch and make their urticaria and eczema disappear, as well as their sneezing, their asthma, their pain when swallowing, their sinusitis. Just look in the refrigerator, have the directions ready, and watch a football game. There are always football games on TV, while the secretary attends to the patient. I would like to have my refrigerator full of Xolair and Dupixent and practice as the symptomatologist of my city. First level, no more studies, no more tests, no more questions. For what? Time that sufferers lose and time that I lose. I would like to have my Xolair and Dupixent refrigerator full, but I don't have a milliliter of any of them, and they're rarely accessible to use. I must analyze the 1,000 reasons, explain them with wisdom and good reasoning, assume that I've exhausted all medical instances and wait and correct things, study, diagnose, and imagine an umbrella facing the sea. Now I know that this reflects what many of us face in our countries. The knowledge that there are treatments and solutions out there, and the inability to use them. It's not fair, I know that, and it's nice for me to say this is a disease that we can treat really well when I am in Xolair heaven, and all I have to do is sign that prescription, and any patient who wants this can have omalizumab. This should be the reality, this should be the global reality. So what we as a network must do on top of doing best what is possible in our country is bringing the best to our country. We are ambassadors. We have to fight with regulators, with payers, with hospital administrators, with insurance companies. No one else will do it. It's us. It's our patients. So we need to help them fight that fight. We need to fight that fight for them. And that's why it's good to be a community. That's why it's good to say, Galen says, this is the standard of care. Ucare says, this is the standard of care. This is what a patient who does not respond to antihistamines should get. Why don't I have this? Push the modern treatment options in our countries. This is a patient in Gold Coast, Australia. Pete Smith is his doctor, and this patient was very happy to tell me, please show my pictures. What do we see? We see the abuse of oral steroids for 7 years because of chronic urticaria. 25 mg per day. Crazy. This must not happen. And I know that it sometimes happens because we think there are no other alternatives to treat these patients, but there are. And this was committed, I want to say, not by one of us, not by an urticariologist. We wouldn't do that. We know how to do this better. But we have to reach out to the community of physicians who sees patients out there, general practitioners, pediatricians, family doctors. We need to bring the knowledge to them that this is not how we treat chronic urticaria in these days. I also want to thank our sponsors, but I go beyond that. They're our sponsors, but foremost, they are our partners. We cannot make the treatment landscape for our patients better without them. Let me turn that around. We can only improve the situation of treatment-resistant patients by working together. We have the knowledge, we have the ideas, they have the means to make drugs from that knowledge, from these ideas. We need to talk to our partners in industry to let them know what is needed. Do we have a licensed drug for chronic inducible urticaria? No. It's a shame. We have drugs that we know work in chronic inducible urticaria that are not licensed for CINDUs. We have 9 CINDUs to tackle. Do we have good drugs for OMA-resistant patients? No. We're way behind other fields that are in our fields. No, the asthma community, the psoriasis community. It doesn't matter whether you're an allergist or a dermatologist. Our disease is just as common, is just as devastating or more, but we're lacking a lot compared to other diseases where we have 10 biologics and the first biosimilars coming on board. So we have to really work with each and every person in biotech and industry who has an interest in our disease and provide our knowledge and provide our help and provide our study center services to make these ideas, concepts, targets, compounds come to life as drugs that we can use in our countries. And that's where I see the future. Finally, and I modified this from your picture, Emek, finally we have pictures like this. Finally! No? These nice craziograms that we know from atopic dermatitis and from asthma, no? And they're not crazy. They're real. Look at all these potential targets that we're thinking about today, that we're exploring, and that hopefully we will have become drugs and treatments in the future. A lot is going on, and it needs Ucare to make this reality. How else are we going to study new drugs if not by the clinical trial centers that we are running in our Ucares? How else are we going to help our partners to develop the right drugs for the right patient population? How to use the right tools to measure? How to make sure that these trials are successful? So, my call to action really goes beyond this. It's nice to be able to give patients something that makes their itch go away. That's not how we want to treat urticaria. It's nice to be able to give patients something that stops them from wheeling, that stops them from having angioedema. That's how we treat urticaria. Is that how I want to treat urticaria in 10 years? Yet, I want to cure this beast. That's what we should shoot for. That's our aim, to make patients stop have urticaria. And this is why we need to continue to work on the pathogenesis, on the pathways, on why patients get this disease, and how we get rid of it. How dare she bug us? She, why am I saying she? She's not that nice. It, this stupid disease, how dare it still troubles millions of patients out there where basically all we can do is make them free of signs and symptoms until it goes away. No, that's not what I want to do. I want to say, I know what you have, and I can get rid of it. Eliminate it, cure it. Maybe even go one step further. Why do we have to wait for this disease to come so we cure it? Let's stop it from coming. Why can't we do something to each and every patient with acute urticaria that stops chronification? Wouldn't that be nice? All right, sounds like science fiction. Let's make it reality. If anyone can, we can. It is only 10. We are hundreds. No? So let's level up. We're at Urticariology 1.0. Let's go to the next generation. Let's go to curing this disease. And if anyone can do it, we can do it. And I'm looking forward to be working with you on these projects. Find a way to stop this disease. Take it out. Have it sit down. That's what I want. I'm very happy that this network is growing so fast, that this network is as productive as it is. I'm very lucky to be working with such a productive and nice community. This is very important, that we trust each other, that we build relationships, that we know each other, and that we work together. I truly, firmly believe that no center, no Ucare can do this on their own. This needs the community, it needs a strong alliance like us, and it needs further support, further growth, all of our energy. So let's move this forward together. Thank you very much for being here.